What is the drink that modern people usually drink? What drinks do you look for reflexively when you're tired? Yes, it's coffee. Then, what is the first word that comes to mind when you think of a coffee shop? Yes, it's Starbucks. From now on, we'll talk about Starbucks, a company that has become a proper noun from the beginning to the future. First, let's take a look at the outline of the startup. Starbucks was opened in Seattle, Washington, USA in 1971 by three partners. There are English teacher, history teacher, and a writer. Inspired by Alfred Pitt, started a coffee business. Starbucks' name came from the famous novel Moby Dick, the first mate of the whaling ship Pickwick. In 1982, Howard Schultz, the CEO, suggested selling espresso and coffee drinks. However, it was rejected. At that time, there is some image that coffee was made at home. It is now the biggest coffee shop in the world. As of the second half of 2021, the number of stores around the world, there are 32,938 of them. Annual sales amount to 2.3 trillion won. Simply by looking at the numbers, it looks incredible. There is not much difference from the prices of other coffee shops now, but only a few years ago, there was a perception that it was expensive coffee in Korea. Let's find out how did it change and how Starbucks got here.
Starting from a coffee shop, Starbucks became a giant coffee brand, not only in the United States, but all around the world. Especially in Korea, Starbucks is just everywhere. I heard that Korea ranks the second in the number of Starbucks stores following the US. Those rankings were surprising for me. So, I became curious about foreign stores. Let us find out some. The first country to introduce is Italy. Actually, they are not the major market for the company. There are only 11 stores in Italy, which is one of the lowest numbers in Europe. But the reason why I am introducing Italy first is because the Italian city Milan was the motive of the Starbucks incorporation. Unfortunately, based on the discordance of what they regard coffee as between Starbucks and the Italian society, business is not successful in Italy. Italians regard coffee drinking as way more personal and intimate than what the Starbucks provides. Because of this, Italian stores are quite different from other shops. They focus on local needs and mainly serve espressos, ice cream, and pizza. It was impressive that the enterprise had made bold change, adjusting to the market. The next two countries I'm going to mention is Japan and China. Expansion to these two countries were expected to fail for each other reasons. Japanese are well known for preferring their local brands. However, Starbucks has succeeded in Japan, starting from teenagers, and eventually became the most profitable cafe industry. China is perceived as being hostile to the US. But things changed by the investment of Jack Ma, the head of the group Alibaba. Represented by the world's biggest Starbucks store in Shanghai, it also became the #1 coffee brand in China.
Today, Starbucks can be found anywhere in major national cities around the world, including the United States, China, Japan, and Korea. What's the secret to Starbucks' success? Starbucks is now a world-class franchise, but at first it was a small coffee shop that bought coffee beans and sold them in Seattle. When Howard Schultz was recruited to Starbucks in 1982 as a marketing manager, there was a big change in the franchise. Chairman Schultz said selling experience on the space with coffees was a successful strategy. It also provides a stage for leisurely space with coffee so that customers can enjoy coffee more easily and conveniently. Starbucks and Schultz became very successful in the early 1990s as the coffee franchise hit the world. However, Schultz had a great distrust of the business method of franchise. This is because there was a belief that the entire brand would be damaged if even one store did not maintain proper quality. Therefore, Starbucks insisted on the direct management. All stores and hired all employees directly. Schultz's strategy allowed Starbucks to stand out in the complex coffee franchise market. Unlike competitors who were only interested in expanding their stores and neglected to manage coffee quality, Starbucks offered superior and uniform quality coffee than any other store. It is important to sell experience and space, but it practiced that the essence of the coffee business should not be neglected. Schultz hoped Starbucks would not become a brand that stayed in Seattle and its suburbs. Starbucks rose to the top of the coffee brand in 2000 with 3,500 stores and sales of $22 billion. Schultz acquired a small coffee brand. After much effort, he made his company the world's best coffee brand. Starbucks' growth was largely driven by efficient store management techniques, uniform coffee quality, sophisticated store design in contrast to existing cheap local cafes, and brand identity represented by the green siren logo.
Starbucks continued to focus on expanding its stores to accelerate growth. Despite the pandemic, the company opened 2,500 new stores in 2020 and 2021. The company expects to open nearly 2,000 new stores worldwide in 2022. They plan to expand over 55,000 licensed stores by 2030. The company is also focusing on digitalization because of COVID-19. When comparing income in 2020 and income in 2021, it decreased by 11%. So they will create a personalized digital server to contact customers. Starbucks is planning a payment method use virtual currency such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Starbucks continues its effort to develop coffee market through various store experience and innovative coffee. To raise the standard for coffee, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer Rachel Rosary highlighted its beverage innovation, especially in cold espresso and plant-based products. Rosary also announced the launch of Club Vertica, a new proprietary single cup. Starbucks continued to test multiple barrel cup and reusable operating models in the United States, United Kingdom, Japan, and Singapore, with more countries in the year ahead. In addition, the company continued to encourage customers to bring their own cup and to emphasize for-here wear as the default sit and stay experience. Starbucks has an interest in environment, so Starbucks' effort to reduce waste through innovative reusable cup programs around the world. They will commercialize a recycling app to support sustainability efforts. If the application is commercialized, points can be collected through the using of plant-based products, and you can get prize or coupons using points. By the end of 2022, electric vehicle chargers will be available from the Denver area to the coffee company's Seattle headquarters. These chargers will be placed at Starbucks stores about every 100 miles. By 2030, Starbucks aspires to lead the retail industry in decarbonization solutions, including electric vehicle charging.